I would love to hear both of your opinions on this next question. We just talked about probably an effective way to use mustard, to use technology. What would be what is the one biggest mistake that youth athletes and coaches make when using technology? If you could boil it down to one thing.
The one thing I think is it being a tool for judgment. Again, I think judgment, especially for an athlete that's young, um, can be a death knell to the experience. Um, it's supposed to be fun, especially at the young ages. And so, as long as it's inform, instruct, inspire, and we're enjoying the process of improving and being the best version of ourselves that we can be, then I think technology can be a great aid in that. But I think a lot of the technology that's used right now, we're treating 10-year-olds like they're professionals, and we're judging them like that. And emotionally, that's not helpful to their experience.
The biggest issue I see with sports at any level, but especially youth sports, is they prioritize outcome at the expense of process. And you have to be able to impart when, say, you're sending yourself or looking at a video capture or a mustard capture of your delivery, there's going to be two or three things that need to be fixed. And what mustard does is it gives you a little trap that if then, and we spend most of our time, Rocky mentioned it earlier, it's easier to fix a position than it is a movement. And whenever possible, we teach position. And then when they start to move, if the position was correct, most of the movements fall into place. But if you're telling a kid he's got to throw hard before he understands the set position, then you're teaching out a sequence and it's frustration for everybody.
So you just mentioned some specific mechanic stuff, and I want to lean into that. I heard you say on an interview, I don't know how long ago it was, but I heard you say on an interview, Tom, kids are pitching too much and not throwing enough. Could you explain to me what you mean by that?
Yes, and I'm so glad you brought that up. I always forget in a setting like this to bring it up. And it goes all the way from youth ball to the big leagues right now. People aren't throwing enough. They are trying to protect arms by doing less throwing when they actually should be doing more throwing and less pitching. The mound is it's the only unnatural thing about pitching. You can play catch on flat ground all day. You can pitch on flat ground all day. And it's not going to put you in any jeopardy position as far as your arm is concerned. But what happens is they get to the ballpark, they play a little catch, and they go right to the bullpen and try to throw hard. So if I had a wish list on top of having mustard give direction on mechanical efficiency, is to throw, and throw some more on flat ground at any distance. Get your volumes built on flat ground and save the mound for timing and tuning up and game conditions. And if they did that, I think it would be a lot more efficient. When you watch a Little League practice, in effect, there'll be a lot of standing around, some BP, but the pitchers are in the mound, on the mound, throwing on the side, trying to throw hard, when in effect they should use playing catch and then some more catch and then some more catch.
I love how the answer is often simpler than you think it might be. There's so many different complicated routines that you could do that I'm sure have their benefits. But I love hearing you share that. It's like, play catch on the ground.